Hey everyone, and welcome back to Transport Fever. This is the Great Western Railway. We're sitting on our new extension of the Hill Valley line, waiting for a friend of ours to pass on the passing track. We're at the crest of the valley here, and once this guy clears out, we'll be able to go forward. That looks awesome. Between the episodes, you'll notice that this guy's nice and clean. I bought a new train. This is train number 3, and I also turned maintenance on, so the other ones are not as dirty anymore. Yeah, this is the valley that we crested. So we are going down the valley, and that goes all the way around there, around there, around there, and then goes down over there. And then we had all this before done previously. Much like last episode where we put in a new train line, that is the goal for today. If you remember back in episode 60 where we talked about all of the industries on the map, what we did is actually turned on the sandbox mode and deleted everything that we didn't want. What we did say was that we wanted to invest in this place, the machines factory. Currently, if you look at all our towns, we are actually not delivering machines. It's one of the very few things we're not. We are doing packaging, cigars. We're not doing cigarettes. We're not going to do cigarettes in this series. We do champagne, which actually just comes from these vineyards right here. Alcohol is done way over there. You actually can see it right there. There's the alcohol. Boxes we haven't done yet. The plan for boxes is to use, where is it? If I can find it. This one. We actually place this place in the sandbox mode and put that there. So quite a complex delivery schedule. And what's left? So boxes, bread we've had since the start. There's a couple of bread places. Tools, this is the tools place. Asphalt, that comes from way over there. I don't know if you can see it very easily. That is right there. It comes from there, from our big mining district. So basically these ore mines there and over in the hill contribute to this. That makes slag and the steel. And then slag comes down here and does that. And then the oil comes from our oil district, which is over here. So that goes down the line, and also the oil comes across to, as I said, the fuel. And so, yeah, we've only got 2 left. We've got the tools, gears, whatever it is, that thing, machines, and the boxes, and the boxes last. So, yeah, so the plan is, with this guy, the steel's already here. So over in that big industrial area over there, we've got the, if you can see it, you've got the steel. We're going to share that delivery service that comes to here. We're going to get some of that steel. It's going to come down the line and also contribute to here. And then when it comes to the lumber, we actually have 2 choices. We have one on the left here, and we also have one way down there, way down here. So my plan is to actually ignore this sawmill, and basically these lumber mills around here, or the lumber mill around here, will feed into the paper factory. The paper factory will come over here and do packaging. So that's really going to be a little mini thing there. The town over here of Bergen actually has this beautiful compound that we made, and with fences, and we did a whole lot of huge amount of detailing to get this little mini track works. And our track train actually comes and visits and parks over here. And then our cargo train can come through here, past all our nice plopped cars and stuff, and they actually can go into this station, which is a cargo transfer station, which is literally doing nothing right now. And as you can see, it lights up there and there. So it does have access to our sawmill. And then these guys are getting all of their lumber with these beautiful Ivans that are going way up into the hills and take a fair while to do it, but they come down and do that. So yeah, so we want to get a train into here. I believe this is at best 50 or 60 yards long, or meters long. So we won't be making the biggest of trains. We'll just shuttle across there. We'll use, let me just turn something on, not that one. We want to turn on that one. So yeah, we'll come down here. So let me get some lights on. So we want, so we'll come down this line. We'll merge onto here. So currently this is on the passenger tracks. I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I want to go to the effort to push it out to a cargo track just to do a bypass. So we'll come through here both directions for the cargo. Follow the blue line, and then we do have one more line available to us over here. We don't need maybe Valley anymore. This one, if I can click on it, there it goes. There's the Steel Express. So that Steel Express is going to give us our steel from way over there. So basically we're going to come from, actually I did from Bergen, and they're going to converge, come down here, and then we need to come flying through. These guys on this station should have, yeah, bi-directional tracks available, so they could go left and right. So straight away what I'm going to do is, because they could easily get blocked on each other, I am going to say that when you're here, choose either side. And when you're here, choose either side. So you can see that's all gone complex coloring. And so let's get started. So the very first thing is to get rid of that road because it's going to be too close. We're going to come out here. Let's come out flat. We do not need catenaries around here. No, thank you very much. And then we'll merge out there. And I think we should be able to put that road back without too much trouble. Do I want to put that road back? Yeah, we can have a railway crossing there. It shouldn't matter too much. No, you know what? Yeah, let's not put a road cross there because there's a railway crossing right here. And that's kind of ludicrous. All right, how are we going to get over there? So it looks like it's just going to be a pretty drastic turn. So let me start a 50. We're going to stay flat, and I'm actually going to delete that little bit. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Let's put the merge in here. We'll put the merge actually on the railway crossing, so they can choose whichever platform is available to them. We can do some very quick type stuff here. Make that look a bit more strength. Make it look like it's a little bit more busy than it has been in the past. We'll fade this out. And actually I'm going to smoothify this as well. Alright, let's head off. So I think it's as simple as follow the river pretty closely, actually really closely. And then at the last second we'll curl in. So there is going to be a fair few trains here because there's going to be the steel train that will stop here, so the bypass thing's going to be important. And then, yeah, and then also the wood train, that's going to be quite small. Let's... what happens if I stay level? You know, I don't think we need to. I think we actually can follow the road height or the natural terrain height. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of doing that. Nice and simple. There are a whole lot of narrow boat mods. Well, one mod that makes lots of narrow boats. I've been playing with it. The thing about the narrow boat, I was thinking of it because this would be really cool to like put them onto narrow boats temporarily across here. The problem is it has to be navigable water, and you can see how this is all spotty, so it wouldn't go along. It would go along this one. You can see how the green is permanent. So yeah, I would like to try to use them, but the problem is with narrow boats, it's meant to be quite narrow, the river. So yeah, I do like the idea of a canal system, but I just don't know whether I'm going to be able to pull it off. Oh, I left that a bit late, didn't I? Let's curve that in. Keep that, yeah, I think about there. We'll try to be straight. Actually, we'll put a passing track here sooner than later. And then, how are we for grade? Oh, interesting. We're way down. I think this... Is it high on... Oh, it's high on both sides. Okay. We can get rid of that. Whew. We will put that back, though. Yeah, so we will... fade all this out. So let's do it this way, I guess. Yeah, that should be fine. And then from that point, we'll go around here. I don't know how close I want to get. This, I think maybe quite close, like in there would be kind of nice. That thing did plop up in the air. Do we have that available in here? So it's the one with the spanner. Is it this one? I think it may be that one. Yeah, it is. So yeah, I do like where it is. Let me save out. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna need to go into the into mods. Actually, let me do it. I'll just save it. So we are in episode 63. I'll show you how you do this. And then I'm gonna load episode 63. And we will activate the sandbox. Come on, save. So we'll go load, and then this time under options, we will look for sandbox by Urban Games. We'll do that, turn that on temporarily, and then we'll load that up, delete the thing, and then unload it. Okay, we are back. Looks exactly the same, but the difference now is I can press bulldoze on this. And what I'm going to do is we'll get rid of all this as well. And then I'm going to change the grade around here to be the same as, oops, didn't mean to do that, as this. All right, how am I going to undo that? If I do that. Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? Oh, that was not good. That was not good at all. You got to be so careful. I don't think I'll spend too much time on this, but I will. Yeah, I'll make it better. I promise. Right, let's get the track over here. And what I'm thinking is, I want to make a big industrial yard. So this is roughly going to come in like that. And we'll come in flat. And then I'm doing this so I have a rough understanding about where I need to plop this thing. And then we under, so this is the sandbox mode gives you the ability to make a town, which we do not want to do. And then this is the industry thing. So let's find the one that was there before. I'm purely doing this because the level was just off and I want to make this area kind of nice and neat and tidy. So let's go for the entrance is where the road is. So I kind of like that. So let's put that like this. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that because that hill got cut down too much. So I want to stay to the right a bit more than to the left. Is there a driveway at the end? There isn't. Okay, so this is going to be the driveway in and out, which means I don't have to worry about the hill too much at the back. I'll put that there. And okay, we'll get rid of that rail, so that gives us an idea of where we're going. I'm definitely going to keep that road. We will soften that back to something that was a bit closer to what it was like. And I'm going to save the game. This time I will reload it with the sandbox mode turned off. And we are back outside of sandbox mode. All right, let's start having some fun with some detailing. What type of buildings do we have? So we've got this massive thing. I just don't think it's going to work for this situation. It's lovely and all. Oh, maybe. Can we? So it's got two tracks. If we turned it around this way. Yeah, so it's got two tracks. I've never used this. And I assume it means that people scoot into and out of those buildings. Nah, it's just too big, too big. We have this one that we used on the far side of the map, which has 2 tracks on it. This one's kind of cool. The other issue I have with this one is it doesn't show you material building up, and so you don't really know there's anything on the platform. Also, we don't need a truck around here, so I don't think that one works. This is what we had at the other end, so where the wood was over there on the far left. I think this one might be a good choice. Yeah, and so we should be able to put that in about there. And that should work quite well. Actually, that lined up amazingly good. And we're back into the game again, so I have to change the defaults. And I think it's as simple as that. And yeah, that works really well. Now, what I was thinking is I want to put the wood into there because it came from a short one, but the steel train's a little bit bigger. So I was thinking about maybe trying to put that somewhere else. I don't know how that would look. See, that's too close. But we could use build anyway. And go up to there. Oh, what we do need, it needs to be actually, it has to be actually an unloading place. So it needs to be a real platform. So let's put in, yeah, another station. Actually, we can probably put it right here, nice and close, right in here. Let's just put a normal station in. This will be loading. So when it's in, how are we going to get the gears out of here? So the back haul, it's not going to be the steel. Maybe the planks wagon is the one that's doing the back haul. So yeah, it'll be loading up here. I think I'll just put in a normal station and then we can wing it from there. It needs to be, how long does it need to be? So these stations look like it's, oh, it just looks like it's a 180. Okay. So that should be doable. So just a standard 180. Just give me a de facto station, please. Where's the normal stations? This one. 80, no. And I'm going to completely reorganize this. Actually, it's easy if I put it on the end if I'm trying to reorganize it. Hold down C and then I'm going to have to get rid of that road, annoyingly. And yeah, something like that, I think. All right, let's go to town on this thing. We'll put the tracks actually on. I know, I'm working on it. And then bye. And then that was not the right track to use there. So we should be using that one. And then actually, you know what? I think I'll put it back to where we were out over there. And we'll put the platform here. I'm just going to use the nice ground one by Mad Hatter. Do I want it to be low or high? Let's do a dirt one. No, let's go a little bit fancy, but we'll just go low. What's this one? Is this a low one? Yeah, it's just low on the ground. I think that looks good for steel. And then it's time to put a road in and make everybody happy. Let's go for a new industrial road. Actually, there's actually a node off of there. Interesting. And we'll go like that. And are you going to be happy? You're not for some weird reason. Okay, fine. We'll have to put a twist in you. And it's because the level was weird. So can you come out straight, please? Okay, weird. Okay, fine. So that all connects. Let's do some beautification. We'll do the good old beautification by gravel means. And hold down shift to get everything. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of a cool effect. I shouldn't have had strength at 100%, but that's right. We can fix that pretty easily. And same thing goes over there. And yeah, are the heights different? The height are different. Do I try to fix that? Nah, it's good enough. It's good enough. Let's do, yeah, pretty early on we'll do that, and then that can be a single track. For how long? Is that going to be okay if it's single track the whole way? Yeah, probably. We'll start with that. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully it will be okay. So what have we got here? This is going to be GWR Machines Factory. It's number 2 because we changed it. So this is going to be GWR Machines Outdoor. And then we'll call this one GWR Machines Indoor. So why is it called GWR? I would have thought it would have been called... Oh, I suppose we just made it close enough rather than Pickerton. Okay, that's fair enough. So, who are you? Are you something interesting? Oh, you're actually the oil train that goes around here. There's our Steel Express. So we have 2 of them. Okay. So manage the line. So when they get to Kissmore Tool Station, do we want to fly through or do we want to unload first? That's probably... Where are we? Let's go... Yeah, let's go to Kissmore Tool Station first, then we'll go to this one, but then we'll just fly through on the way back. Is that how I want to do it? Yeah, that should be okay. And what's this say? It says, oh, unload still, don't do anything else. Well, there's not much else to choose from anyway. Actually, it is important. We don't want it to take wood. Yeah, because that's important. Okay, so that means that the other end of this line, hopefully now, will want to send steel. So where's our steel mill? This one. Consumers, we are at the GWR Machine Factory. And look at it, we have a 5 and we haven't delivered anything yet. So that's the steel side of it. Let's make a new line. And we're going to go from, look at all those icons. We're going to go from here inside the Bergen Cargo. And we're going to call this the Bergen Cargo? And I'm going to call it Indoors. I don't know where this new Indoors thing's coming from. It's a new invention. And we're going to go to this one in there. And you are going to unload lumber, if I can see it. Did I pass it? I did pass it. I must have. There it is. Unload lumber. And if you can, we're going to put something on it, some rolling stock that can pick up the gears. And then this one, we are definitely going to be loading lumber. And we need somewhere to drop off the gears. So I missed the... whoops, I lost it. Unfortunately, when you have scrolled out, the default icon for this thing is the road thing that we're not using. Actually, we didn't name this. Let's give it a name. Let's call it Train Cargo GWR Lumber. No, you know, give it a name. So lumber. Some long lumber, lumbering lumber. The lumbering lumber. All right, and then on the way back on that line, you need to stop somewhere. So this guy here has a tool shuttle. So what their job is to get the tools and just shuttle it up to Kissmore. So let's do that as well. Let's tell them to stop here on the way back. and they're going to unload any of those tools that they picked up in that prior step. And then you definitely can use either platform, and simple as that. The yellow's okay. Actually, it's kind of close to that yellow, so let's choose lumber's a kind of orangey color, but I don't want to confuse it with wheat. Let's go pink. We haven't used pink much. Nice cherry wood. And that's it. So when it comes through, it can bypass if it needs to. That way, if the tools guy's sitting there, it's doable. One thing I will do is when the Steel Express goes through, it's going to sound weird, but I'm actually going to stop both ways. And you go, why is that? It means you actually can choose. Let's try that again. It means you can say, hey, use either platform. So even though they're not doing anything, you can say, hey, don't do anything. What will happen is they go, oh, you want to go through here? Okay, as long as I touch the station, I'm willing to go on either platform. And so you can see how that's got bidirection there and bidirection there on the light blue. It does mean that they will, like if someone's parked like that, before it would have come in and just waited for this guy, where now it will actually use the other platform and go around and use the X over there to do it. So that's that done. The lumbering lumber needs to do the same thing. And so when it goes here, it needs to go here. It will stop. It's not the best thing, but do nothing, but you get to choose either platform. And most of the time it should go through, like on number 2 is forward, and then number 1 is that way. So that makes sense. Let's double check that I got the platforms for this guy right. So when they go through here, yep, go through here, it's 2 on that direction and 1 on the other, and all that blue stuff's done. So yeah, that will bypass it. The other option that I suppose we could do is we could give this guy another track. If we're finding it's a problem, we'll give this guy a parking track. We'll park him somewhere like over here on the left or something. All right, from a signals point of view, what do we need to do? I don't think we actually need to do anything. I've got a feeling we may want a passing lane somewhere. Yeah, I think I might. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right, so where did I was gonna say, where's that train? Haven't made it. Haven't made the train. So let's find somewhere appropriate. Somewhere close to Bergen would be good. So basically we need to come in here. So down this track. So this line can't do it. The other one we've got around is here. And I believe this track, yeah, this track is a depot. So we can go forward, then out, and then off it goes. All right, let's buy a train. Probably need to keep the price reasonable, I'm guessing. Steam, let's do it by tractive effort. You know what? Yeah, tractive effort. I was going to say for speed, but let's just try. I like these prairie ones. Let's do a small prairie. They've got half decent speed to them. And we'll just go. Let's go. I think we've actually used this guy before. What we need to do is planks. And so we've got those cars. Well, I do like these things. So just use a bolster. And it doesn't have... Yeah, so it doesn't have the backhauling of the gears. So... Yeah, so let's just do 80, and we haven't solved the gear problem. You know what we need to do? That tools train. That train that's parking, it needs to go to the end. That's what needs to happen. We need to change that. So let's put this on the line. And you are going to go on the train, cargo, lumbering lumber. And we should watch that guy come out as we get a new train. We can't miss the opportunity to see a new train come out. Toot indeed. A 458. I didn't check out the running gear. It is a 26. I don't know if the last one's counted or not. 260 or 262. not the longest of trains. So, you know, that's we don't go for a ride very often, and this episode's not taking too long, so let's go for a ride. How high should we go? Past the Dotton train station, we've got our new tram line over there. As you can just see it, the yellow, I saw a glimpse of yellow over there, the tram. I need to have a mental note that this area needs fences. I mean, there is an embankment and everything, but yeah, it definitely needs fences. I've let this whole area grow by its default, so I haven't really put any effort into detailing, well, yeah, design of the layout too much. So I assume we're going to have to wait for the oil train who's stuck in front of us. So yeah, this is a signal, and this one right here, and then the one in front of us will be a waypoint, so it will just say, hey, by the way, you're going left or right. In the real world, this one right in front of us wouldn't exist, and you'd only have the one on the mast, and then you would just use that to flag it. But in the game, you can't put, well, you can technically put signals out there, but it's not a great idea. And so they're currently having to, you have to do a pair right now. So once that guy clears the station, which is about now, I think, we should be able to roll in. I'm thinking, yeah, those. Oh, interesting. I changed something a little while ago. Interesting. See how this is a waypoint? Because I changed the trains to be 160. I gave it this piece of platform back because it was sticking, its butt was sticking off the end, and because of that, the signal had to get moved forward because I couldn't. If I click on this, you can see how it's there. I can't put one here because it's in the middle of the road because the edge of the track is there. But what it's caused is it means that nobody moves up to the end of the station. I don't think it matters because it's only because we don't stop at this station we haven't rolled forward. Normally by stopping at the station you have an inferred signal, yeah, and so basically we had to wait to get cleared to that signal over there rather than the inferred one. This is the copper train coming out. I really like how this area turned out. Love it. Yeah, it's a little bit contended. So you're coming. Okay, it looks like we've actually got the right of way here. No? Okay, we're going up to that signal. Okay. It's busy. Yeah, I have been adding a couple of trains here and there, but the problem is I just don't know if we've got the capacity for it anymore. Because nearly all the stations are 120s, or a lot of the stations have a single platform, it does really limit how much it can work. So, you know what, while this guy progresses, I know I'll show it a bit later. While this guy progresses, I'm just going to quickly change this line so that the tools train comes through and it goes all the way down to here. And we will just go into another track. Yeah, you know what? I think I can actually do this. Tracks. Yeah, you come in over here. Yeah. And you can go down the line a lot more, and then you can come off there. Yep. All right, line. Tools train, where are you? This one. So the Kissmore tool shuttle, it will go there, and then it'll go all the way over to here, and we'll choose platform number 2. Yep. And you are going to pick up gears, if I can see them. Oh, he hasn't got the right carriage for it. Annoying. And then they'll come back to the tool station. Okay, so let's modify this train and manage the vehicle, edit that train, and then you are required to have support for machines, and the way we're going to do that is to take off some of those, and let's do something cool. Big grey ones. Actually, that's what it's got now. What? Is that what it's got now? Wait. Press pause. So, manage the line. This one. You are going to pick up. Am I just blind? Yep, it was on there the whole time. Foolish. Well, I'm glad I worked that out before I changed it. All right, so then that happens like that, and then we are still going to have those guys stop in here. I think what I will do is when we're at tool station, you are no longer going to wait till full, and your minimum time is not that anymore. 3 minutes, and then you can go through either platform, and then so we go to the end, back to here, cargo. You know what, we need to add this again, but this time we're going to do nothing so that we can choose the multi-platform bypass, and then you are going to default through on 2, which is the right hand side. And that's good. And then the difference now is the Steel Express. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think that we can make it a little bit more complex and less complex, but that's good enough. So now, I believe this guy will believe that they can send stuff. They believe there's production. So there's inbound. Yep, the steel is coming. The wood is coming. And once they arrive, then we should have outbound. The tool supply will... We'll pick up this. When we are at here, you are going to load nothing, and you are definitely going to unload. Oh, what am I doing? Oh yeah, unload that. Duh. But you are definitely not going to load anything out. Oh, cool. All right, let's see if we can go find our new train, which will be this one. Where are you? Okay, we've got past Dotton. It's not Dotton. We've got past Maybury, and this is that private little line out to Bergen, and we'll have our first experience going over here as a cargo person. Just make it so we don't clip through the other train. Past the Maybury Valley Express. Getting 90, good speed, really good speed. Got a smattering of detailing around here, still need to come back. I did a whole lot of flowers, you can see on the right hand side there's a whole lot of blue flowers and stuff. And we'll come up and see this beautiful running gear. I think all the points and stuff are correct because the maintenance train comes out here. I'm pretty sure it's all designed so that the signaling and everything else makes sense. We aren't going to get any hang-ups. Yeah, I'm glad that that tools train did take the machines. That does actually simplify it a fair bit. So basically we're going to have a steel train all the way to the end, drop off, not backhaul, and this guy's going to go all the way to the end and do the planks or lumber. Alright, and through our industrial area, stay to the right. Slow down a bit, thank you. I haven't got any speed-based tracks, so that was it doing its own merit. I do have the realistic deceleration mod, which does have a lot to do with this. Please fit, please fit. Not too bad. I think I'm gonna go for the extra length. I think I will. Should we get rid of one? Yeah, I think I will get rid of one. Manage the vehicle, edit that. Oh, stupid. I didn't mean to do that. So, edit the vehicle, and I'm sorry. It's got 5. Let's leave it alone. So, what's the rate? The rate is 29. You know what? That duping wasn't probably the worst idea. That's stupid. Alright, we're flying through Kissmore. There is a passenger train in front of us, but we have been able to track behind it not too bad. Just need to go up this hill a little bit, past the signal box. This is busy. This is probably the busiest line on the network, I think. Past our cargo train with the fuel stuff on it. And then up here on top of the hill, looks like, did we get right away? And we did. And we've got the signal here saying that we're going to go right. And past our signal box and down into the valley. As one of our oil trains comes flying past. Oh, very screechy. And down we go. Yeah, I think I will keep that extra carriage on. It's only got 5 and it's only delivering 60 at a time, so it's not a huge amount. Wow, how many trains are down here? So I bought the second one, so that's probably what that one is. Yeah, that's what that one is. So they'll be doing their first run, but they're doing it empty. Try to get the mouse out of the right place so we don't get the white line everywhere. Down, down, down. So the oil trains, they peel off to the left here, off to the refineries. And then we go through. I remember when this used to be at the end of the line, it used to be a single track. It used to be way more simple. No contention. So I did say stop here just from a routing point of view. So that's why we're slowing down. Yeah, this needs to have some foliage put back. This was really tree before, and it's going to be being completely decimated. Also, the detailing on that field's not right. So yeah, there we go. There's our first stop. Why are you waiting? I would have thought. I don't think I said to put a weight on it. So we are at the. Or are you waiting for a path? Nope. So that's 0. That's 0. Kissmore Tool Station, you should be doing nothing. And you should be doing nothing. Okay. Let's just play a sequencing thing. Follow along again. Down our new track. Yeah, that grass effect needs to be fixed. We need to work on that. I don't know how much you want to watch a detailing episode. I tend to do it between episodes. And I tend to do it for hours. That's half the reason I haven't done it, because you know, I will do detailing for 2, 3, 4 hours a lot of the time, and I just don't know how much that would be interesting to watch as an episode. I don't do live streaming, so that tends to be the way that you would do multi-hour type stuff. Maybe I should. Yeah, another vibe. We haven't had this vibe where we've got a river to go by. That's a first. I'm definitely trying to do more of these single track things. I think it's a little bit more interesting. Yeah, having a nice little boat along there would be nice, but we've got to get that navigable water thing working. It's like we just moved away from the water enough so that it affects, you know, based on your distance and the angle of attack, it's changing the water reflectiveness. Oh, this is okay. Yeah, I like this. Must be getting close, I think. It's got to be close. It's got to be around this corner. Yeah, because I remember us turning right. Actually, we haven't put all those roads back. Need to do that as well. Yeah, right there we can definitely put a crossing. And then you're going to go to the left into an equivalent stopping point as we had at the other end. And we'll drop off the lumber. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like a different feel to the other end. Yeah, that works. Nice, and that's our first drop off of wood. Now, if we had used a different asset, we may have been able to do like a U-turn type thing, like put a loop in. Unload speeds. Okay, it's not really that important. We actually don't make that much money. As much as we've got like $4 billion in the bank, we're only making a couple of $1 million a year. It's a very slow progress. It is sitting around. I think it's sequencing itself. And so this guy, if we turn the graphics on, says, yep, I have 60. And it's still waiting for that steel to come from far, far, far away. Well, that definitely now will be the end of the episode. Let's turn off all this stuff, get on the train, enjoy the sights and sounds, and we'll say goodbye. I'm glad we've got that done. The last couple of episodes I've been doing train lines that I've been kind of avoiding, to be truthful. I wasn't quite sure how to do them, and I'm glad that we've just dove into it and gave it a go, and yeah, I think they've turned up pretty good. There is definitely a fair bit of detailing to be done, so we might have a detailing episode next time, or we may actually just play with more track, because that's always fun too. As always, don't forget to subscribe to see that, and we'll see you next time on the Great Western Railway. See you, everybody.